Hey guys, Schultzy Phillips here, the brand new DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shop video today. Taking a go out today, two things came out today, two things are on sale. Now today though, new release-wise, there's actually quite a few different things coming out. I wrote them down to make sure I didn't forget any of the things. The one movie coming out today is the film Come Play. Also, Batman Soul of the Dragon, that releases today. I don't know if that one there's going to be any exclusives or not. There every so often for some of like the Batman animated films, there's been like, you know, Target has had exclusives, or they've had like, you know, like Target's had like an exclusive Steelbook. Sometimes Best Buy has had one that, you know, included like a figure or anything with it, but like I said, I don't know for sure if they're going to have anything like that for this one or not. Also though, the film Fatman, that released today, as well as Synchronic, and I believe there's a couple other things as well, but definitely a lot of different things today coming out. Also though, the end of this video is going to be a whole bunch of brand new DVD, Blu-ray, and 4K reviews for some things I received to review and talk about for you guys, so definitely stay tuned for those at the end of this video. And as always too, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of the DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks that I reviewed, if you guys have seen them, what you guys thought of them, and also if you guys plan on picking any of them up. But anyway though guys, let's get going and see what we can find today. Into Target we go. And I also want to let you guys know that as of right now, there's only 6 days left to help out the upcoming horror film that I'm going to be acting in called Dr. Gift, which is directed by Abramenko and Jennifer Stone. Like I said, that one only has 6 days left on the campaign and everything, and I'll have a link, in the description. You guys can find out more about the movie and everything, and there's a whole bunch of really cool perks on there. Like you guys can pre-order a copy, a digital copy of the film, pre-order a DVD, pre-order a Blu-ray. There's producer perks, perks to act in the film, all that kind of stuff. So like I said, if you guys haven't had a chance to yet, definitely check out the campaign for that. But now I'm gonna head into Target. But in there though, I only ended up seeing one new thing in there. I looked in the front of the store, as well as in the actual movie section as well. And the only new release I saw in there was Batman Soul of the Dragon, and they had the Blu-ray and the 4K of that one. But other than that, I didn't see any of the other new releases. But since I'm right next to a Big Lots before I head to the Walmart, it's like a different Walmart that I don't normally go to, so hopefully they have some of the stuff out. We figure I'll check this Big Lots to see if they have anything different in here too. So heading there, so into Big Lots we go. But yeah, let's see though, what's new over here. I see like a bunch of box sets and stuff over here, like these big like CSI Miami ones, season 1 through 3, season 4 through 6, so like $14 each. They have like Dynasty seasons 1 through 4. We Have Gun Will Travel season 1 through 4. So a bunch of these big ones. I do see some different stuff in here. Like some of these ones I've seen the Dollar Tree though, like Super Furball. I know that's been in the Dollar Tree. This thing here, I don't know what this one is here. This like parental guidance. Looks kind of a funny movie from 2002. So that's always funny when like really older DVDs and stuff show up in here. Another one in here like The Butcher. I don't know anything about that one, but there's definitely some different ones in here that I'm seeing. And let's see, Blu-ray wise, if there's anything else different in here. Like Life, I know I've seen. That's the DVD edition of that one, Extinct. That's kind of cool. It's like in this kind of like different kind of a metallic kind of case. It's hard to explain the case it's in, but a cool case here. But like I said, I'm gonna look through here and see if there's anything different in here. And like I said, I'm seeing some different TV-wise stuff. Movie-wise, like Penny Dreadful, the complete first season. I know I've never seen that in here. And this is an interesting set. It has like Contraband, Savages, and Sabotage all together in there like that. Mutant Chronicles. This one you see a lot of the times at Dollar Tree, but the DVD of it, you never really see the Blu-ray, at least as far as I can remember. But yeah, there's definitely some new ones. Let's see though over here, anything different, like Andy Griffith, season 8. So that's kind of a funny like cover on season 8 of Andy Griffith. I don't even remember when they had this one. Here's another CSI, the complete first season, CSI New York, season 1 through 3. Yeah, so it seems like they got a lot of these ones in here, these season sets like that. But let's see, like I said, I'm just looking through here to see anything else different. I think this one was only, I think this has been at the Dollar Tree too. Over here, I found this new spot here that's like, I think so far it's all $1.88 or $2.88, and there's some kind of obscure and some interesting like horror ones over here. A lot of the stuff I have, but like I saw like Dr. Cat season 2 for $2.88, which is really random to see this because you never come across this. And they had like some Tartan Extreme releases in here. This one, Tirade Election, Tirade Election. I think I'm probably saying this wrong. Tirade. I guess I'm probably saying this totally wrong now. I'm trying to make sure the music doesn't come on, but definitely weird to see Tartan Extreme ones in here. I've never seen them in Big Lots, but there's a lot. They had a couple different copies of that. I saw like this one movie here called Found, which is a really great movie, so that's a really cool one to see in here. But there's a lot of mixed in ones. Under the Bed here, State of Emergency, Wreckage. So there's definitely a lot of like horror ones over here in this area. This is a newer one with Bella Thorne, Keep Watching, which I really liked. This movie was actually really cool. If you guys come across this one, definitely worth picking up. Here's another of the Tartan Asian Extreme ones, this one called The Ghost. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of different like horror ones in here and stuff like that that I've not seen. Some more Blu-rays over here. So yeah, if you guys have found anything cool in your stores, let me know. But yeah, there definitely seems to be a lot more horror ones and stuff like that in here, especially in this section over here. Here's another one here, the Dead Undead one here. Into Walmart we go. Yeah, but this is a Walmart though I don't go to very often, like very seldom. It's always like super crazy busy though. But fingers crossed though, hopefully, you know, they have some of the new stuff out in here today. Like I said, you never know with this one. I think this one locks everything up, but I can't remember if it locks all the things up in this one or not. But we'll see though. You know, like I said, fingers crossed. With Walmarts, you never know, because it's always so difficult to find which is the one that has all the stuff out lately. But hopefully this one has some of the stuff from today. And those wondering though too, I've yet to still see those Lady Gaga Oreos. I'm still looking for them. I've seen those ones though that say like Lady Gaga right here in the corner, and they say like Sing It or something like that. Those are not the ones. The ones that are the Lady Gaga ones, are they have like different colors and stuff to them, and they're in a big, like a pink package like this, I believe. Then they have like a thin like pack that has like 6 of them in it as well, that has like a different design. But as of now, still I've yet to see any of them though. I keep looking though, but it's like been like totally a no beans situation though. But yeah, you know, checking over here in the actual area where they have all the main section, the food area, and you see all these other types, you know what I mean? Like the chocolate, dark chocolate flavor cream. There's like weird ones you've not seen, but you never come across out here, you know, those Lady Gaga ones. But I'm gonna keep looking though. It's like kind of like the challenge to find those things. But yeah, though, taking a look here in the section though, like I didn't see anything whatsoever new here in the front. Like it's all this empty spaces. It just seems to be like the key with Walmart lately. I don't know what's going on. It's like this all the time. It's always empty. It just keeps being like this. I did see a couple more recent things in here that were from like last week that I didn't see out, like Kill Calvary. It seems like this is almost like how it has to be. You see this stuff like a week or two later, you know what I mean? But I'm just surprised that they didn't have any of the new things put out at all, because there was some bigger things today. Clown Doll, this was another one that was last week that I didn't see out, as well as this one here, Miss Juneteenth, and then the Village in the Woods. But yeah, like I was saying though, it's so weird because I say this every week with Walmart, and I don't know, all of a sudden it's happened, and I think it's like a lot of it is because they lock the movies in the cases in a lot of these, and I think it makes it difficult to change them out and everything. And I see other people's videos when they go out on Tuesdays, and then I see the sections in Walmart, and then they have everything out, and I'm like, and some things I see out on the shelves, I'm like, wow, I've never ever saw that show up in any of my stores, which is like crazy. We will head to another Walmart later, next to the one Best Buy we go to. So, you know, hopefully that one will have something out in there new, or if they put you know, at least one title out on the shelf just to see. But I kind of feel like I was saying, it's almost like nowadays, at least in my area, for like a 30-some mile radius, it's almost like you kind of have to like go like I was saying in there, the following week, and then you'll probably see this stuff out, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's real sporadic. You have to go to one location, has the one thing, another location has the other thing. It's not like it was when you would just go to one and they'd have everything out, it would all be there. And it was so weird is now Best Buy is the best for having things out. And then up a while ago, they were, you know, would never have anything put out, and you know, it was a big thing, and now they're like the king of everything stocked. And I also feel like Best Buy's stocking even more movies lately too, which I'm glad. They're getting more Scream Factory and lots of different, more catalog titles than they used to. So that's really cool though. So at least they're getting more stuff. But Walmart though, hopefully, you know, in the coming months at some point, you know, it starts to be like it was before, when you would go there and you'd find everything. Because I feel like every week I'm always talking about, oh yeah, I went to the Walmart and I couldn't find it. You know what I mean? It's like a running conversation with me. But now though, we're gonna probably head to the other area where the other Walmart is, and then the other, you know, where the Best Buy is. Into the second Walmart we go. Fingers crossed. But yeah, though, out of there now, and you know, went to the section, and nope, absolutely not one new thing out at all. They didn't change anything, and there was all these empty spaces and everything. Like I said, it's just crazy now how it is in Walmart. But one day, you know, we'll find one again that, you know, always stocks all the stuff and has stuff out all the time. But now, though, gonna head inside of Best Buy. So into Best Buy we go. Hope they got the stuff out. So taking a look in here, though, luckily enough, they did have everything out. They had Batman Soul of the Dragon, and it was $22.99 for the Blu-ray, and then it was $27.99 for the 4K edition. And they did have a Best Buy exclusive one, which I thought they would, and it's a 4K edition. It's $32.99, and it's the 4K, which includes a figure in here. So that's really cool. They usually do that when they have, for the Batman ones, they have ones that include the exclusive figures, and they did have Come Play, and that one is $19.99 for that one. As well as for $14.99 they had Synchronic. This one was amazing. This one is an absolute must-watch. They had that one there as well. But we're now head over to the section itself and see what's in here. And luckily enough, they did have some things over here as well. One of the other new things they had today was the Mel Gibson movie Fatman, and that one is $14.99 for the Blu-ray of that one. And the other new one I saw today was Snowpiercer, the complete first season, and that one is $24.99. Yeah, at least though they had the new stuff out in there. I had to talk over it, you know, dub it over when I got home because the music was blasting in there, and it was no talking over it today in there. But at least they had the stuff out. I think I'm gonna head though to one other Walmart, and then that's it for the Walmarts for this week. And hopefully next week we see some of this week's stuff out in there then. But like I said, we'll head to another Walmart now though, and hopefully we'll see, maybe they'll have something new. Even if we just see one new release, it'd be nice to see something, you know, from this week changed out in one of the locations. Into the third Walmart we go. And this is my favorite Walmart to go to for the welcome, because I was always mentioned there's a woman here who I see every time, and she always goes, "Welcome to Walmart. Thank you for coming to Walmart." I don't know, and she looks like, you know, Carol Baskin too. So it's always like this interesting welcome at this particular location. But we'll see if they have anything else, you know, anything out in this one though. But who knows? We'll see though. But quick Oreo check, and no beans on the Oreos. But we'll head down here to the movies and everything. Yeah, you see, and these are the ones I was talking about that you see. See these ones here that say "Sing It," enter chance with Lady Gaga. These are the ones you see. These are not the Lady Gaga ones. Hers are like in a pink packaging. Kind of looks like this, I think, pink and white, I think. And then there's the thin package. But yeah, this is the one. If you guys see this one, this is not the rare one or the hard one to find. This is a common one. It's the actual Lady Gaga one. But at some point we'll come across them though. But we'll make our way down here to the movies though. And see, I was actually in here a couple days ago and I wasn't noticing a whole lot. This one has the smallest selection of movies out of all of them for some reason. But I've seen, there's been times for the videos we have seen stuff change, but I'm sure today it'll be like a no beans thing. And this one too never has the new stuff right here. It's always just older, like kind of random things that they put in here. But yeah, though, in here though, I don't see anything new. Like I peeked through here and wasn't noticing anything different or anything like that. So yeah, it's crazy. All the Walmarts, none of them had one new thing at all today. So strange. So anyway though guys, that was all for this DVD Blu-ray Tuesday shopping video. Like I always say, if you guys enjoy these shopping videos, definitely give this video a thumbs up. Also though, let me know in the comments below, you know, what you guys picked up on DVD, Blu-ray, or 4K today. If you guys ended up picking up anything today. Also too, let me know if you went to a Walmart, if your location had out anything new at all, and if they did, you know, what they had, like what new stuff you saw in there today. You know, what stuff they were stocking. Because the thing is too, I always check online too, a lot of the times, and it says like in store some of the movies, and then you go and they don't have them. So you never know. But also too, like I said, if you haven't had a chance to, definitely check out the Indiegogo for Dr. Gift. There's only 6 days left to help out the project. And also, too, let me know what you guys thought of the DVDs, Blu-rays, and 4Ks that I reviewed at the end of this video, what you guys thought of them, if you guys have seen them. Also, if you guys plan on picking any of them up. And as well, too, let me know anything new that you guys have watched on streaming, any new TV shows or any new movies or anything like that that you guys have checked out lately. But anyway, though, guys, thanks so much for watching and subscribing. Now stay tuned for the brand new reviews. And the first one I got here is from Arrow Video, and it's a movie here called Southland Tales. This one has a great cast. It has Dwayne, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, Sean William Scott, Sarah Michelle Gellar. It has in here, Justin Timberlake, Bei Ling, John Lovitz, Mandy Moore, Sherry O'Terry. So a really, really great cast in this one. And this is from director, Richard Kelly, and he made this film a couple years after Donnie Darko, which I absolutely love. Donnie Darko. That's one of those movies I've watched so many times throughout the years. Absolutely love that film. And this one is the film that he did a few years after. And then he also did the movie The Box, which I remember liking that movie a lot as well. That's one I have not watched in years, so I have to go back and watch that one again. And this is basically like, it kind of has vibes of like, it has like a futuristic kind of feel to it where things in the world have really gotten really, really bad. And it's kind of like, The Rock's character is playing this actor, and he has like this script, and like the script that he's writing is kind of like what's happening, that he wrote is kind of like, looking, he kind of like, sort of saw the future in a way with this script that he wrote and the way things were getting and everything. It's very hard to explain. It's a character piece that follows around a whole bunch of different characters and stuff like that, but it's a really, really cool, super, it has similar kind of vibes to Donnie Darko a little bit with like some of the trippy aspects to it, but then it also, like I said, it has vibes of like, like with the music and the futuristic kind of feel to like Blade Runner, and kind of a mix of a whole lot of things together, but a really interesting movie. This one is a 2-disc limited edition here, and it has a brand new 2K restoration from Arrow Films approved by, Richard Kelly. It has on here, though, the theatrical cut, as well as the Cannes cut of the film, which is a longer edit of the movie. It also has in here, though, a commentary track on the original theatrical cut by Richard Kelly, the making of the film on here. It has on here, though, archival animated short set in the Southland Tales universe, theatrical trailer, image gallery, and I'll show you guys, though, a look here inside here as well. It also has, a booklet in here, some pictures from the film, the production, and stuff like that. But like I said, a lot of like, a lot of like cameos and stuff in the movie as well, like Curtis Armstrong, who was Booger, and has a role in here from Booger in the Revenge of the Nerds movies. The father from Donnie Darko was in the movie, so like a really, really great cast here in this one here as well. And there's also a ad in here for the future release of Children of the Corn from them. So that's very, very cool. Like I said, this one here is Southland Tales from Arrow Video. And the next two ones from Arrow Video are ones I just want you guys know were available. The first one here is called the L Duct Tapes here. And this is a, this was shot in the 90s by filmmaker Ryan Sexton, who, went around and, filmed just all this footage, of the, the band, the Mentors, and he was focusing on the singer of the band, Duce, and it's basically following him around, and it's like footage, and it was finally, edited together recently, all put together, and it was like 30 years later, the team behind The Nightmare and Room 237, and the editor of Leap of Faith, the William Friedkin on The Exorcist, basically put this together all these years later. And on here, though, this has the Ryan Sexton tapes, the 35mm illustrated audio conversation between Ryan Sexton and the producer about shooting of the original VHS footage, El Douche sessions, video of the band recording the original score for the film, freestanding alternate assembly of unused material, shots in Sideways sequel. It has on here, though, some other interviews on here with members of the band on this one here as well. And here I'll show you guys a look here inside. And there's also a booklet in here with some stuff about the film, the production, all that kind of stuff here as well. And then the next one here from Arrow Video as well is one, like I said, one to let you guys know was available. And this one here is a movie called, JSA, and this is, Joint Security Area. And this one has on here, though, feature-wise, this has new audio commentary by writer and critic Simon Ward, isolated music and effects track, newly recorded video interviews with Asian cinema expert Jasper Sharp, the JSA story, the making of the film, 2 archival featurettes on the film's production, about JSA, a series of archival introductions to the film by members of the cast, behind-the-scenes montage, opening ceremony footage, 2 music videos, theatrical trailer, TV spot, image gallery. So lots and lots of features on this one here. And here's, though, a look inside here as well. It has a booklet in here with some stills and stuff about the movie here as well, and also has an ad for you know, Legend, which I don't know if there was a date release for that, but that's really cool. And I think it might be a 4K. I might be wrong about that, but I don't know if it's going to be a 4K release or not for that one. The next one here is from Shout Factory, and this is a movie here called Tesla, which stars Ethan Hawke. This has Ethan Hawke in here. It has Kyle MacLachlan, Jim Gaffigan. And this is, you know, this is basically the story of Nikolai Tesla. You know, it's basically, though, and Ethan Hawke's playing Nikolai Tesla, and it's an interesting take because it's like, you know, about his life and kind of about him inventing, you know, with the electricity and the things that he was doing. But it's done in this really interesting technique, the way they put this movie together. And it's one of those things that it has like stuff in here that's really unexpected, the techniques and the way of telling this story. But it's kind of all about him trying to get his technology working, and then it's, you know, the stuff with Thomas Edison going on, you know, his interactions with him, and Thomas Edison is played by Kyle MacLachlan. But it's a really interesting movie, and it has on here, though, behind the scenes of the film as well as a theatrical trailer on this one. The next one here is from Shout Factory as well, and this is from the Scream Factory line. It's a movie here called, I think it's called Sputnik, I believe that's how you say this one. And this is kind of like in the style of like Alien a little bit, like an Alien kind of movie. There's also that one movie was making me think of too, like the Astronaut's Wife, I think, and then the other one, Life Force. It kind of had vibes of that a little bit, because it's basically like this astronaut was in space, and something had happened. There was like this accident that had happened, and when he came back, he was brought back, you know, and put into like the hospital and everything. And he was studied, and basically, though, there is some kind of this, like, when he, you know, from this planet that he was on, something came back with him and is living inside of his body, and basically is going and, like, running havoc at the hospital, and it's basically them trying to figure out exactly how they're going to see if they can save this astronaut, save this guy, with getting this, you know, creature that's out of him, and save the guy, you know what I mean? Because the creature is, like, going and living inside him. It's a really interesting movie here. And this one has on here, though, the English language dub track, as well as the original Russian language audio track on this one here, as well as a theatrical trailer. The next one here is from Lionsgate, and it's a movie here called Born a Champion, which stars Sean Patrick Flanery and Dennis Quaid. And this is basically, though, about Sean Patrick Flanery's character, and, you know, he goes around and he teaches jiu-jitsu, and he kind of like always sort of wanted to get in the ring and do boxing and things like that, but he never really did a whole lot of that. He always was doing more teaching and going around, and he would be brought to other countries, and he brought to like Dubai and big things like that, where he would do and teach students and stuff like that, and brought in for a lot of money to do these type of things. But then he meets this one guy, and it becomes a whole thing where he starts thinking that he might go into actually fighting and actually doing a match, and he has this one thing where he could win a lot of money if he would go into doing this fight. And it's kind of about this fight, and Dennis Quaid is like behind helping promote it and the whole thing. But it's an interesting thing because it's about him trying to, you know, somebody who was always teaching now actually going and being in the forefront, and you know, it's an interesting movie. It's a really well done character piece here, really well acted. It has on here, though, a director's commentary feature wise, and it also has a trailer gallery on this one. The next one here is from Paramount, and it's a movie which stars Bruce Willis and Thomas Jane called Breach. And this is like, it's basically, though, about like in space. Basically like, trying to remember what happened in here, because like there was like, Bruce Willis is working on this spaceship, and like a bunch of people get put into like they get put into cryogenic sleep. Like Thomas Jane is the captain of the ship in space, and him and a bunch of the people in the crew get all put in this cryogenic space and cryogenic sleep. And Bruce Willis is one of the people who's in charge of kind of keeping the ship running, with him and all the workers. And they kind of get put to sleep for like a little bit, like maybe like a month or something, like, I can't remember how long, but very short amount of time, because it's like this really long trip that they're going on, and basically he gets put to sleep with the workers for a little bit. They're just like this, and then they wake up and it's been like a couple months or something. I think it was a couple months, I can't remember how long, but basically though, when, you know, they wake up, they realize though that there is some sort of this sort of like alien type thing on the ship, kind of running havoc, and then basically though they have to try and figure out exactly how they're going to stop this. And like I said, it's got vibes of like Alien and those type of things, like trapped on a ship, trying to figure out how they're going to get away and all that kind of stuff. And Bruce Willis though, he's in a lot of this movie. Like, I wasn't sure if Bruce Willis was going to be in it like for a little bit, but no, he's throughout the whole movie. So he has actually a really good role in this one. Like I said, this one here is called Breach. And the next one I got here is from Universal. It's a movie here called Come Play. This is one I was really looking forward to watching. There's actually some really creepy stuff in here. It's basically, though, about this kid, you know, who's on the spectrum. He has, like, you know, kind of nonverbal autism where, like, you know, he doesn't, you know, he doesn't really talk. So basically, he has like a phone or an iPad where he can like push buttons on it. And like he's going to speech therapy, you know, trying to work on his, you know, his parents are sending him there for speech therapy to try and get him to talk more and things like that. But, you know, he's mainly just using his device, and he just can basically push buttons on there and it says what he's trying to say. And basically what happens, though, is one night on his phone, he sees this, like, for some reason, this story that says Misunderstood Monsters, this book, kind of like story, kind of pops up on his phone, and he starts looking at it. And it's like this creepy monster on the front of this book and everything. And basically, though, the kid, you know, starts looking at this, and then he starts hearing weird noises, and like, and basically, too, the story that he's reading is about a monster who doesn't have any friends and who's like lonely and everything. And this kid is in the same situation, though. He's very lonely. He doesn't have any friends. Kids at school pick on him, and all these type of things. So basically, though, like he feels like this book, you know, looking at this is kind of like a book about himself, the way that when he's looking at this book. But of course, though, once he starts looking at this, then it like freaks him out, and he tries to put the book away, and then the phone starts doing weird things, and then of course he starts seeing things, hearing things, and then, you know, he's trying to like explain to his mother about it, and it's like he doesn't know how to, you know, since he's nonverbal, it's very difficult to explain. And so basically he has all sorts of problems, and the bullies are giving this kid all sorts of problems, and now he's getting haunted by this, you know, this monster that wants to be friends with him, or what this monster wants. It's actually very creepy, though. Like I said, there's some really, really creepy stuff in this one. Like I said, this one here is called Come Play. And this one here is from Universal, and it's a movie here called Ammonite, which stars Kate Winslet and Saoirse Ronan. And this is basically, though, about, you know, Kate Winslet's character, and she does, like, her character goes around and like looks for fossils, and like and she was kind of like very successful in the past at this, like finding really rare fossils and everything. And she's gotten to the point where she's not having a lot of luck, you know, with like big sales and stuff. So now she's kind of selling small fossils and stuff like to tourists to come around, because this is like in this beachside community town. And basically, though, she's like sells these things, and she meets this one guy who's like telling her, you know, he's kind of like a fan of her work in the past and everything, and he's talking about how his wife is like kind of going through some depression and just not in a great way. And he's kind of talking like, could you watch my wife, and could you like kind of show her what you do, and just kind of like just basically show her the kind of how you find the fossils and all that kind of stuff. And it's basically, though, about both of them when they, you know, they meet, they kind of like, you know, start to kind of have this connection to each other. And it's basically like that, is like kind of them kind of having this relationship between them. And it's kind of like about, you know, Kate Winslet's past, and then Saoirse Ronan's character, you know, not really getting along with her husband, and all these type of things. It's a really, really well-made character piece film here. This has, feature-wise, it has the making of on the film here. The next one here is from Warner Brothers. They sent over a free copy of this one to let you guys know that this one is available. And this is Guess Who? Scooby-Doo and Guess Who, the complete first season. Now, this one was really fun. Like, this is a brand new Scooby-Doo series. You know, because, like, Scooby-Doo for the last many years, as far as I can remember, it's always been, you know, mainly, in recent times, like, Scooby-Doo movies. So it would be like Scooby-Doo, you know, like with some of the WWE ones, Scooby-Doo and like the Gourmet Chef. There's like tons and tons of ones throughout the years. But this is like a total throwback to like, the original Scooby-Doo, and especially like the Scooby-Doo ones where they would have like Scooby-Doo and characters from films and TVs on them, because this one does that, and which is so cool. It's like, it was so cool, especially one of the characters that makes a return in here, which was to me so cool, because it's like I never expected to get to see this character again. But of course it's an animated form, but it's voiced by the original person who played the character. But it's like I said, so it's basically Scooby-Doo, but like the classic episodes, which is so cool. But the one episode on here, which to me was so cool, was when Urkel bots go bad. So basically, Steve Urkel, from Family Matters, returns in this show, in that episode, in an animated form, and Jaleel White is doing the voice, which I thought was amazing. And it's basically the Urkel bot goes crazy, and it's like something's happened to it, and they have to work with Urkel to stop the crazy, Steve Urkel robot. It was really fun, though. Like, I really like this. There's some other guest star ones on here as well. A lot of different ones. Like Kristen Slater does a voice on here. There's a lot of people, but a really fun series. I've always, been a fan of Scooby-Doo. As a kid, the one that I watched the most was Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School. That was the one I watched, that movie. And then I watched Pup Named Scooby-Doo, which was like the kid versions of Scooby-Doo. The next ones here are both from Kino. These are from the Kino, Classics, Kino Studio Classics line. This is one, though, that I was so excited when I heard this was coming to Blu-ray, because this is one of those movies that has, like, I don't know, for some reason, like, when I think of my childhood, this is, like, one of those top childhood movies that I remember so well. And I also remember the toys for this movie so well. But it's a movie here called, this is Jetsons the Movie. And I remember the toys so well because as a kid, I used to love going to Wendy's, because Wendy's back in the day used to have a like a buffet inside. I mean, hardly anybody remembers this, but it had like a buffet, and it had like a salad bar, and then like the buffet would have a salad bar, and they would have noodles and stuff like that. So as a kid, I loved getting the salad bar and the noodles. So, but Wendy's, though, when this movie came out in 1990, they had a big campaign for this film, and like Dave Thomas was talking about it, and they had toys, and I had to get all the toys. All the characters in this riding the spaceships and stuff like that inside them. So I had to get all those back in the day. So I've always loved this movie. I've watched this movie so many times, again and again. I always love the music in this movie. So this is a real childhood movie to me, like a total like early memories of me, like when you think back to like some of the earliest things you can remember seeing as a kid, the very earliest, like this, Dick Tracy, for me, Little Mermaid, and like I said, all around like the 1989 to 90 era is when I start remembering movies really well. This one, though, is basically, though, about George Jetson, basically getting another job, basically kind of getting promoted to work at this other factory, so he has to move with his family. And, of course, this is all set in the future, and they have flying cars and everything, and, he moves with his family, and basically at the new factory that he's at, something there at night, these little creature things are messing with things at the plant, and it basically, George Jetson has to figure out how he's going to stop this, and all this kind of stuff. But it is a fun movie. Tiffany is in here doing the voice of Judy Jetson in this one. Although I was reading, though, the voice actress, who did the original voice of Judy, a couple times her voice was heard in here. Because I remember I was reading she originally did the voice, but then they had Tiffany come in, and Tiffany was only going to do the songs, and then ended up actually doing the whole voice on it. But on here, though, feature-wise, it has a commentary track on here with film historian Lee Gambin, as well as an audio interview on here with Jeff Bergman, who was the voice of, George Jetson, Mr. Spacely, and the board member, as well as a theatrical trailer on this one. But looks great here on Blu-ray. Like I said, so glad this one is out. The other one here from Kino, Classics line here is one here called The Underneath, which is directed by Steven Soderbergh. And this one, I don't know if this was shot, I think this one was a little bit after Sex, Lies, and Videotape, I believe. But I always loved Steven Soderbergh's movie. My favorite one ever is one that I talk about a lot called Bubble. I really love that movie. And this one kind of reminded me of one of his more recent movies, where it was about people robbing from the track. I always like Logan Lucky or Lucky Logan. I always mix up the title, but it kind of had a vibe of that. And then like Ocean's 11 too, because this was from 1995. But it's basically, though, like was Ocean's 8 the first one? I can't remember. But it was basically, though, about, Peter Gallagher's character who kind of goes back to see, and he sees his old girlfriend and stuff that he hasn't seen in years, and he still likes her, but it's kind of like he's come back to this old town. They're like, why are you coming back here? I can't believe you come back. And he gets this job and starts working at a place where he, like, you know, basically picks up the money at the places like where they get like the armored trucks and stuff like that, and he basically wants to plan this whole thing of robbing this, and that's kind of like this inside job type thing. But on here though, this has feature-wise a commentary track by film historian and critic Peter Tunget, as well as a theatrical trailer on this one here as well. Now the next ones here are both from Vinegar Syndrome. Well, all three of these ones are from Vinegar Syndrome, and this is one when I've heard that they were releasing this, I was so excited. I always really liked this movie, and I love the slipcover on this one. They have two different slipcovers. I think the other slipcover is kind of like this image on the front, I believe, but this one here is a movie called Fade to Black. And I love the slipcover on this because you see like the movie posters and that kind of stuff. And here's a look though inside here as well. But basically though, this movie's about this kid who's like really like into horror movies and basically all movies. He obsesses about films. He watches movies all day, and like he lives with his aunt, and his aunt is always like giving him grief, saying, you know, you're not doing anything, you don't do anything with your life, and all these kind of things. And he's trying, and he basically though, like kind of just always, everywhere he goes, every time he sees people, he starts like imagining them in these films in the past, these old movies that he likes. And then he sees this one woman that reminds him of Marilyn Monroe that he likes and starts talking to. It's essentially though about him. He basically gets like picked on at work, picked on all the time. Everybody picks on him. His aunt picks on him. People around at his work. Mickey Rourke is in this movie as well, like an early movie for Mickey Rourke, and he's one of the people that like works with him at this place where they have like film negatives and stuff. And like he picks on him, and basically though it's about him slowly cracking up and starting to kind of like become almost like a character in one of these films essentially, and it's just like kind of him going crazy. It's a really cool movie. I always really like this one, but this one has on here feature wise commentary by track by lead actor on here, Dennis Christopher, commentary track by The Hysteria Continues, which I always love when The Hysteria Continues does commentary tracks. It has on here though interview on here with David Christopher. It has a interview on here with the executive producer, interview with the special effects artist. It has an interview on here with one of the actresses, Marcy Barkin. Interview on here with the composer. It has an interview on here with the editor. Interview on here with the stylist, audio interview with lead actress Linda Carriage. It has a still gallery on this one here as well. But transfer-wise, though, looks great. Vinegar Syndrome always does an amazing job cleaning up their films, and this one looks great here on Blu-ray. And the next one I got here is from Vinegar Syndrome as well, and it's a movie here called Silent Madness in 3D. This is one, I had never seen the poster for this one years and years ago, and I had never seen this one until now. And this is kind of cool film. It's basically, though, about this insane asylum, and they accidentally let out the wrong patient. Like there was like some kind of a confusion. They're like, oh, this guy he's deceased, he died or something, and like they mixed up the person with who died or something had happened, like, and they ended up releasing the wrong person. He was this real violent, crazy guy that had killed all these people in the past and everything. And basically though, at the mental hospital though, they've discovered that they've done this, and like the one doctor has figured this out, and they basically like are saying to him like to keep it quiet, and it's basically like he wants to get this guy back, this doctor, and they're like basically telling him to keep quiet, and there's some real corruption there because they don't want it to get out that they let the wrong person out by mistake, and this whole big thing. And basically though, this crazy guy though is going around and killing these women and stuff like that, and it's just like a really crazy movie the way the whole thing goes. And it's in 3D, so it has like a lot of these like crazy 3D things, like the knife coming close, because it has on here though too, it has different options, so you guys can watch 3 viewing options of the movie. So it has the digital 3D, so if you guys have like a 3D that's, a TV that does 3D, like they don't make them as much anymore, but like the TVs that actually have digital 3D built in, you can watch this one on there in that version. But you can also watch the 3D version on, because it's a 2-disc set. It has the first disc has the digital 3D one as well as the standard version. You guys can watch without 3D TV or anything. But if you put this disc in a TV that's 3D, it will go in 3D. Then it also has a anaglyphic 3D, as well as the extras. With that one, though, they actually gave you glasses, so you can watch the red and blue glasses. I can't watch that type of version, though. For some reason, I get, like, really sick if I put them on. I remember I discovered that I can't use these when I saw Spy Kids 3D in theaters. I remember, like, I got so sick. I just had to sit there, and I just took the glasses off and just sat there. It was, it was really bad. But, and so it has, like I said, 3 different versions: the red and blue 3D, the digital 3D if you have that type of TV, or the standard non-3D version. But feature-wise, though, on here, though, some of the other things that are on here, it has a newly recorded commentary track on here with, you know, with the director on here, has a commentary track with The Hysteria Continues, has a 45-minute making of documentaries with documentary with interviews with the cast and crew, has deleted interviews from The Method of Madness, which was the making of documentary on here, promotional scissor reel for Silent Madness, and then it has behind-the-scenes still gallery, and then multiple radio spots as well. But a really cool movie. Really glad to finally get to see this one. And the next one here is a from Vinegar Syndrome as well, and it's a 3D, a 4K release here, and they've released Rad on 4K. I can't remember what else they've done on 4K. I don't know if there's been any other ones. But this is the 4K release here of the film The Beastmaster. And this is from the director who directed, Phantasm and, of course, Bubba Hotep, John Dies at the End. A bunch of different movies throughout the years. I always really like his, his films. And he also did one, I can't remember what it was from, what it was called, like, I always forget the name of it, which was kind of like a comedy, kind of like family comedy that he did. And Reggie Bannister was in it as well. And it was done around the same time as Phantasm. But this one here, though, is the, like sorcery kind of movie, kind of like Legend, like Conan the Barbarian, those type of things. And it's basically, though, about this kid who is basically raised by the animals in a sense, and he has like ability to to communicate with the animals. So he's basically going and he's trying to get back to where he came from and to get back to his village and stuff like that. And it's kind of like him fighting people, and it's like I said, it's like kind of like a Conan the Barbarian type film, but really cool, like really cool effects in here and really great big like battle scenes and stuff like that. It was a very different movie for the director, because this was from '82, so this is a really big film for him to have gotten, very soon after Phantasm. But on here, though, this has two soundtracks on here: the original stereo mix and the 5.1. On here has a commentary track on here with Don Casarelli, who's the director, as well as the producer on here, and Joe Lynch moderates it on here. Director Joe Lynch, who did like Wrong Turn, 2, Mayhem, tons of different films. Has on here a brand new feature-length documentary on here, Super 8 home movies, alternate updated visual effects version supervised by the director, outtakes, promotional still gallery, and it's newly scanned in 4K, but looks great here on 4K, and it includes the 4K disc, and then it has the Blu-ray, and then the alternate version of the Blu-ray too, with the different special, updated special effects as well. Now the next one here, these ones are all from moviezing.com, and I have a link below where you guys can order these ones for the best price. This is a movie here where it stars Adam Brody called, and this one is also from Sony, and it's a movie with Adam Brody called The Kid Detective. And this is basically, though, about Adam Brody's character, who was this kid who basically, was kind of like, was a kid detective, and he kind of became really famous as a kid for solving these cases. And he would basically be able to figure these things out, and he was getting paid for this, and he became like worldwide news because he like solved some really big cases and everything. And this is like him years later when he's 31, and he's kind of like fallen in hard times, and he's kind of like a flop. He's not really getting a lot of big cases anymore. He's kind of looked at now as a joke. People kind of make fun of him and everything. And now he has had this woman come to him that wants to, solve this big case. And it's kind of like an actual real case of something really serious that had happened. And she doesn't trust the cops, and she doesn't trust anyone else, But it's basically, her boyfriend was killed, and it's basically she wants to get this solved by him. And it's like I said, it's like basically him for the first time ever really doing a real serious case, and he's like trying to use this to prove himself and everything. But a pretty fun movie here. Like I said, this one here is called The Kid Detective. The next one here is from moviezing.com as well, and this is also from, CBS. And this is the Twilight Zone Season 2 here. Now, this is the new series here, and this is the Blu-ray edition. This is, hosted by Jordan Peele. If you guys don't know the Twilight Zone series, it's basically, it's an anthology series that, focuses on horror, science fiction, those kind of stories. And basically, it's kind of like each episode is a different story. And, of course, it's hosted by Jordan Peele, who does a great job as the host. And he basically presents the story. And there's a whole bunch of different, guest stars in the series, like, Tony Hale, Ethan Embry, Jenna Elfman, Damon Wayans Jr., Topher Grace, Sky Ferreira is in one of the episodes. And it's basically, like I said, like all these kind of different stories, brand new stories and stuff like that. But I really like this. Like, I love the original. I always love anthology series. Like, I remember as a kid, like, one of the first ones I remember watching was Tales from the Dark Side. That was, like, one of the really early ones, along with Monsters. And then I, of course, watched the original Twilight Zone. I watched some of the 80s one, Outer Limits, all those kind of things. So everything anthology series I've always liked. But this one has on here deleted and extended scenes as well as a gag reel. And it is a 2-disc set. The other one here from MovieZing.com as well. And this is also from Indie Rights. This is a movie here called Into the Void. And this was basically, though, about, like, it's a post-apocalyptic movie. And there was something that had happened in the world where there was something, like, going on. And people were, all of a sudden getting, like, really strange the way they were acting. They were kind of, like, acting like zombies. They had, like, no... Like, they kind of weren't, responding to people, were starting to attack people, basically going crazy. There's something that's off about them. And then it's basically, though, and it's like something that's, like, spreading around. And basically, though, the one guy's girlfriend, it happens to her, in the very, when in the beginning of the movie, you see this happen to her and he gets away. And it's, a number of years later, it's like a year later, I can't remember how long after, but basically they're living in, like, a camp all together, the survivors and everything, and they're all trying to be very careful, and they're running low on food and supplies and everything. And the guy, though, really feels like his girlfriend, though, could be cured, and he kind of wants to go and see her again. So it's basically about him trying to find her out in the woods, and he wants to try and help her, and that's probably not going to be a great thing. And that's essentially what it is. This one has on here, though, feature-wise, it has a trailer, deleted scenes, gag reel, and a making of a featurette on this one. And the next one I got here is from Viavision, and this one is an Australian release, but this one is a region-free release, so you guys can watch this one no problem in any US DVD player, so you don't have to have any special player or anything like that to play this. And this is a series, though, I had seen the original film, but I had never seen any episodes of this series. I don't know how I never had watched any of these. And I believe it was in the US on USA, I believe is where it aired, I think. And this is the Dead Zone, the complete series collection set here. And this one is a 21-disc set, and this has all 6 seasons of the show. And basically, though, if you guys have never seen this, and I just started watching this now, and like I said, it's based on Stephen King's original book. And like I said, I have seen the original film, and it's basically, though, about, it stars Anthony Michael Hall, and his character, in the beginning of the movie, though, he has this sort of, like, premonition. He, like, sees this one kid that he's playing, like, they're playing, like, ice hockey with. He sees this kid, like, falling in and drowning. He kind of sees this premonition. It happens kind of after he bumps his head. But nothing more comes of this for years. And then years later, he ends up getting into this car accident. He's basically going to go and get, like, videotapes at the store, rent a tape, and he ends up getting into this car accident, and then he ends up getting in a coma for, I think it was like 6 years, I believe. Within 6 years, though, of course, his girlfriend is now married and has a kid and all this kind of stuff, and he's woken up from this whole thing, from the coma. But right when he wakes up, though, if anyone touches him or he touches anybody, he ends up being able to see these premonitions, and he can see all kinds of things, like bad things people have done, things that are going to happen to people in the future. He's seen even things from the past, like people, like traumatic events and traumatic things that have happened from them. So it's basically, though, him, like, trying to help people at the same time, trying to help, stop certain things from happening that he kind of sees, these premonitions of. It's a really cool series. And it has on here, though, tons of features. It has commentary track on select episodes, behind-the-scenes featurettes, a storyboard slideshow on select episodes, interviews on here, deleted scenes, gag reel, alternate teaser, has some featurettes, making of on episodes, pre-productions, parts 1, 2, and 3, making the leap to HD. So lots and lots of features on here. It also has bonus episode of Very Dead Zone Christmas. And here's, though, a look inside at the discs. So here's the season 1. here, and then season 2. Here's a look though inside as well, and then inside behind the disc it says like the episode names and everything. Season 2, and then this is the season 3 and 4, and then here is the season 5 and 6 here. But a really cool series. Like I said, I'm glad to finally see some of these because, like I said, I never had seen these in the past. And the next one here is from Screen Archives, and this one here is one I'm really excited about because Twilight Time is now back. Twilight Time is doing more releases again because they're all going to be released exclusively through Screen Archives. And they have two brand new releases. I believe the first one is The Man from Hong Kong, as well as a film here called Venom. And this one, though, is basically, though, about like this girl that like lives out in the middle of the woods, and there's kind of like in the whole area where she is, there's all kind of talk about this spider woman. If anyone gets close to this woman, or she tries to like seduce them or anything like that, the people end up getting bit and killed by a spider. And that's basically what it's about. It's about this guy that kind of discovers about this and then meets this woman and likes this woman. It's kind of like this whole big thing about like, is there the truth of this whole thing, and exactly is there a way that he cannot have the curse come down on him for liking this woman? And that's basically the concept. It's a really, really cool movie. I'd never seen this one before. Looks great here on Blu-ray, but like I said, I'm so glad that Screen Archives is back and doing more releases. Here's a look though inside, and also has a booklet in here. This is the alternate title for the movie as well, The Legend of Spider Forest, so it's also called that in here. But picture quality though looks great here, and like I said, really glad. I can't wait to hear what some of their future Twilight Time releases are going to be, but so glad they're continuing on with releases. The next one here, this is from a company called Network, and this one is a UK release, and this one is region free. You guys can watch this one in any US Blu-ray player, no problem. And this is a movie here called Stars in Your Eyes. And this is basically, though, about like a group of these people who are like performers, kind of like vaudeville, kind of early days performers. And they would basically go and they have this like studio where they would perform and do their shows and all this kind of stuff. And essentially, though, they kind of want to buy this place so they can buy it and then kind of rehearse and do the craziest, zaniest kind of shows that they want. And that's basically what it is. It's kind of about them, trying to do this, to put on these shows and everything. It's a really interesting movie. But it has on here, though, a bunch of different bonus movies. It has Ray of Sunshine from 1950, Nitwits on Parade from 1949, The Kittles Are Coming from 1952, original theatrical trailers for Stars in Our Eyes, as well as A Ray of Sunshine, image gallery for all 4 films, special commemorative booklet here as well. Here's a look, though, inside. And behind, too, it has like the lobby cards and stuff for the movie. So, and here's like inside here, look, booklet and stuff like that. More like lobby card photos and stuff like that in here for this one. The next one here is from the Cohen Media Group. It's a movie here called Sudden Fear, and this one stars Joan Crawford, Jack Palance, and Gloria Graham, I believe, and this is called Sudden Fear. I remember seeing this one too for the first time, I think on like TMC, I believe it was, Turner Classic Movies, I believe I remember seeing this one. But I remember like, I always loved Joan Crawford films. Like, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane is probably my favorite one, though. I've watched that one so many times. But this is basically, though, about, she was like, doing a playwright. Joan Crawford's character is like a playwright, and she meets this actor on this play played by Jack Palace's character. Jack Palance, who I always think of from City Slickers, and he was in tons of movies. But those are always my favorite of his films. And basically, though, she ends up meeting him, and she doesn't really like him, wants to get him off of this play. But then they kind of like fall in love, but like Jack Palance's character has planning on trying to kill her, and he has like his girlfriend on the side. It becomes this whole big thing. But a really cool movie. On here, though, it has a commentary track by film historian Jeremy Arnold, author of Turner Classic Movies, The Essentials, and 52 must-see movies and why they matter. It also has a re-release trailer as well on this one. The next one here is from Troma, and this is one I was really looking forward to watching. I really liked the last film that Mercedes the Muse was in. It was called Victor and I can't remember what it was called. I forgot the name on here. Victor, was it? I think Rose and Victor. Yeah, Rose and Victor, No Mercy was the title. But this is a film that Mercedes the Muse directed here called Honor Killing, and it's basically though about Mercedes' character playing this this woman that was attacked, and like terrible things that happened to this woman, and she's basically, you know, getting revenge because she goes to tell her father what had happened to her, and her father basically disowns her because of this, and then he tries to kill her, and he shoots her, and she gets her eye shot out, and it's basically like her going and getting revenge, and it's done like a real, like, kind of like They Call Her One Eye. It has like a real throwback Grindhouse style feel, like the way they aged the video and the film and everything to make it look like Grindhouse, and cuts, you know, and scratches in the film, all that type of stuff. But it's basically a revenge film about her trying to get revenge and going after her father and everything. I really like this movie a lot. I really like the stuff that Mercedes the Muse has done, and I look forward to her future stuff coming up. But it has on here though, feature-wise, it has like some, like, wasn't behind the scenes, it was like a promotion thing that Mercedes did, promoting like some toys for the figures and stuff like that for Trauma, and it also has like a music video for the film, and then it had some, I think it was some early test footage, yeah, some early test footage for the movie that like test scenes and stuff like that. And the next ones here are ones I just want to let you guys know were available, and this one here is from Screenbound Pictures. I mean, Screenbound is the name of the company, and it's a movie here called the Mary Millington movie collection here. And this one here has a whole bunch of different films in here. This is a release to commemorate the 40th anniversary of Mary Millington's death. This special edition box set, limited to 3,000 unit, features Mary's most glamorous film roles, digitally remastered in high definition, including Come Play With Me, The Playbirds, Confessions from David Galaxy Affair, Queen of the Blues, Mary Milligan's True Confessions, Respectable, The Mary Milligan Story, an in-depth documentary chronologically her, her entire life. I'll show you guys a look inside. Now, some of these I cannot show, but here's a look for Come Play With Me, and then we have this one here was Queen of the Blues, as well as Mary Milligan's True Blue Confessions and Mary Milligan's Striptease Extravaganza here. And then this one here has the Mary Milligan documentary here, and the Mary Milligan story, Confessions of a David Galaxy Affair, this one here. And then the last one here was the Playbirds here as well. There's also a booklet in here which has some stuff about the films, movie posters, all that kind of stuff here, as well. Let me see what I can show inside of here picture-wise. But like I said, it has like a big booklet in here with all kind of stuff about the production and all that kind of stuff. But like I said, just want to let you guys know that this one was available from, Screenbound, Screenbound. And the next one here is one I want to let you guys know is available, and it's a documentary here. And this is from MVD. This is called The State of Texas versus Melissa here, and this is the special edition. This includes an interview on here with the director, deleted scenes, as well as a theatrical trailer on this one. The other one here, this is from Cleopatra Entertainment, and this is a documentary as well on the the last true rock and roller, and this is about the guitarist from the band Wasp, and this is the story of Chris Holmes' Mean Man, and this is, like I said, the story of the guitarist from the band Wasp. This has on here, though, a theatrical trailer, image slideshow, as well as bonus footage on this one here. And then the last one here, this is from MVD as well, and this is another documentary here, and this is Deep in Vogue, special edition. And this is kind of like a follow-up documentary in a way to the movie Paris is Burning, which is a great documentary. This is kind of like a following the same subject matter as Paris is Burning, about like the drag shows and stuff like that. They were really big like in the 80s, and now are still going on. It's kind of about like the drag balls and kind of when you go like drag queen shows and stuff like that, and they do different forms of drag like shows when they do like playing cops or playing firemen or playing like basically all these different types of characters that they play. And this documentary, though, kind of talks all about that, interviewing people who are involved in the drag ball scene, in the whole culture, people from the past, all that kind of stuff. But it's a really well-done documentary. And like I said, if you guys are a fan of Paris is Burning, this is definitely one to check out. This has, though, a director's commentary as well as additional scenes on this one here. But anyway, though, guys, that was all for the review portion of this video. Thanks again for watching and subscribing, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.